This is one tomato plant, and I want you to see how much it has grown. Oh my gosh, it has grown so much, I can't believe it. It just keeps growing and growing and growing. It is loaded with flowers now. That means tomatoes are soon to come. Are they not doing great? I have carefully tied it up so it wouldn't be on the ground, but I gave it plenty of room, nothing's tight. And I just tied it with bows so I can loosen it up, because pretty soon it's going to reach this next support. And I want to make sure I can put it up there. My beans are doing really well now too, as you can see. The beans over here are doing pretty good also. I tied them up hoping they're going to go up this and grab hold. They haven't quite done it yet, but they're doing okay. This tomato plant has not gotten as tall as the other, but it has produced a lot more tomatoes, as you can tell. It is loaded with tomatoes already. They haven't turned red yet, but they will be doing soon. There's still quite a few flowers also blooming out also. I think we're going to have plenty of tomatoes this year, just from this one little plant. Now I did tie it up a little bit, but because this one's not as big, it's hard to get it close to the frame. I may have to see if I can get a tomato cage and put it right here to see if it'll keep it from going on the ground, because it doesn't seem to be going very much upward, but it seems like it's pushing outward. And we're still going to have plenty of flowers growing in here, and as you can see, more beans are coming up. Going to be doing a lot more planting for the next couple of weeks in the garden. Every time I can get a little piece of garden space cleaned up and ready to go, I'm going to start planting. I may try to get a lot more done this week. But I don't have a lot of empty space ready to go yet. I'm not saying I don't have places to plant, but I don't have the soil prepared, and Grandma does have a limited amount of money. So we'll see what I can do and what I can get accomplished. My radishes need to be planted. Already have new radish seeds. As soon as I pull these radishes out that I already have, I'm going to plant new radishes in the same area. Radishes mature in about 30 days or 45 days. So these already are mature, and as you can see, my beans still haven't come on through. Not quite sure what I have in this, if this is weeds or flowers, so I'll leave them alone until I see what comes up. But as you can see, my California poppies are doing a great job. They are just going everywhere. So we have some more stuff to share next week. So don't worry, we should start having a lot more veggies and flowers coming up. The bell pepper is doing really well. This is the red version, and it's grown about 1 inch or 2. But my tomato plant that I planted a little over a week ago, and it was a starter plant, I didn't grow it from a seed, it seems like it's almost doubled in size. It is already in a tomato cage, so we'll see how this one grows. But it's growing pretty big so far. That's why I had to turn my tablet this direction, because it wouldn't fit in frame. And this yellow bell pepper is doing really good too. It looks super healthy. It's grown quite a bit too. Now let's go check out the tomato in the same pot. Oh my gosh, isn't it growing wonderful? Now, this was a starter. It's still not quite as big as the tomato you just saw a second ago. The other tomato plant has already grown quite a bit more, but this one is sort of a shorter version. It's a different kind of tomato, and it's already getting flowers on it, and it's only been over a week. But this was a starter plant, so remember, I did not grow this from seed. On these tomatoes, I wanted to be able to have the tomatoes pretty quick, and I also didn't want to have all the same variety of tomatoes because there's just me and my husband, and I'm going to plant a few more tomatoes. But now we have a total of 5 tomato plants in the ground, 2 already ready to produce tomatoes. 1 already did produce some tomatoes, and I already ate them. So we're moving right along on the food garden. What do you think? I think we're doing pretty good. I don't know how long before we'll have bell peppers, but the bell pepper plants look both very, very healthy, and I did put them in the same container because, you know, I have limited space. I have a small garden. When the gardener shows up this week, I'm going to have him move these 2 containers near some other containers I already have, for I'll have everything in one place. These, I just planted something in them because I had them ready to go. Had them cleaned out these pots last week when he was here. This is my last week of April. This is where I planted my pumpkins, and it does have quite a bit of room to roam. Up here is my zucchinis, and there's still quite a bit of room up here too. I'm going to put wood chips down this weekend and see if we can make it look a little prettier here. And there is where my watermelon got planted. And it has quite a bit of room to roam also. We'll have to wait and see how they're doing. You know, each week we go by and see what improvements have we made in the garden. And I think you're going to be amazed at how all of my tomatoes are growing. Well, this makes number 5 on the tomatoes. This one hasn't done as well as the container ones did. I planted them at the same time. This is a different variety of tomato, but it does have a tomato cage, and we'll see what happens. I did find a cantaloupe starter plant, so I bought it. This area isn't too big that I put it in, but it has a lot that I can let it go rambling around a couple times, and it will fit in here. That's why you're thinking, why would you plant it in such a small area? Because it has more area to go down and come back. So I think it'll be fine. And it'll be where the kids are hopefully not going to be stepping. So that is what we've got accomplished. Last week, like I said, I put in 3 new tomato plants, 2 bell peppers, 1 cantaloupe start, 1 zucchini start, and then that's what I all planted at the same time, and then I planted some seeds yesterday. So, you know, we just do a little each day and see what we can do. I'm 74 years old, going to be 75 next month. So, you know, I'm not young, and I can't be doing what a lot of you little young whippersnappers can put out there and do. Everything I do is a real effort, so we just do the best we can. I do have a few little California poppies coming up here, but by the time this cantaloupe really gets going, these seeds and these flowers will probably be ready to go. Now, I did plant some more seeds down here, flower seeds. We'll see what they do, if anything. So far, nothing's happened, but it hasn't been very many days. So, we'll see. I'd like to have it look pretty. I'd like to have it get more things going vertical, but as you can see, I haven't planted it, and it's already the end of April. But I remember reading somewhere that you can plant year-round here in Southern California, so that's probably what I will do. I'll just keep planting something every month and giving updates how it's doing. don't have too much coming up in here like usual. May have to replant with something else. Seems a waste of all this potting mix if I don't get something going here. I do have a few carrots that are coming right along. That sounds good to me. What do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 carrots. Not too great, but it's 6 carrots. And I have, well, what do we got? 7, 8. I got 2 more. I got 8 carrots in here now. I don't know for sure what this is. I'm not going to pull it out. I have 1, 2, 3 of them. I did throw a lot of seeds in here, hoping something would take, and we will see. Just do the best you can with what you have. And I did throw some more carrot seeds in here, and I can see new carrots coming up. There's 1. There's 2. So, you know, there could be a lot more coming. Hasn't been that long since I put some more seeds in there. I think I did it last week or so. But anyway, we just keep trying. See the best what we can do. Well, I don't really have too much to share in the flower department this week. Really nothing much new than I already have. So we probably aren't going to be doing any video on my flowers. But as you can see, I still have things blooming in the garden. I just thought I would throw it at the end of this to show you there is something beautiful to see. Always have something beautiful in my garden. This here is a bush that I've trimmed up like a tree, and I've had this plant in my garden probably about 45 years. That's why it's so big. And it just cascades down. Is it not glorious? And it's a pretty easy plant to maintain. You only have to trim it up maybe like 3 or 4 times a year, maybe not even that much, to keep it with a tree look finish to it. But isn't it beautiful? And it does give off quite a bit of shade for the fairy garden.